I want to read you a quote by Stephen Jobs, and it has a lot to do with the truth. A lot of times people follow someone else's career. Your dad's a doctor, you become a doctor kind of a thing, even though you want to be a painter, you know. So in case you guys don't know who Steve Jobs is, he's the co-founder of Apple, and I believe he's the founder of Pixar Motion Pictures. They make movies like Toy Story and The Incredibles, and he's a very innovative person. A lot of stuff has come through him that you have on your around your house. I mean, the guy really has produced some amazing results. And again, I don't just give him the credit. He's the leader. He has a lot of people that work for him that make this stuff happen. So again, here's the quote, and again, it's a little long. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Now, intuition is very important there. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary, by Steve Jobs. Now, if you think about that, I'm going to read it sentence for sentence and pick it apart here. Your time is limited. We all know that. You know, there's two things in life that we know. We're going to be born and we're going to die. This is inevitable here. So don't waste it living someone else's life. Do what you really want to do. If there's something out there you really want to do, start making some plans. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow and lay by the beach and become a surfer or whatever the thing is. You can gradually work your way into it, but at least you can start. And it doesn't really matter if you're 60 or 90. It gives you something to live for. So that's all good there. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. That's the worst thing you could possibly have happen to you. Letting someone else tell you what you need to do. There's a good chance that you already know what you need to do. I should rephrase that. There's a good chance you already know what you want to do. But are you doing what you need to do to make those things happen? So goal setting. Start with some simple goals, get a couple of books on something, try to start heading in that direction. Now what's really tough about that is people that change their minds. You know, one day they want to be a farmer and the next day they want to be an astronaut. Whoa, this is hard to do. So try to hammer out a couple of things if you're like that and maybe head in that direction. But you're really going to have to probably, the first thing you're going to need to do is figure out what you really do want to know if you're confused or if you're hopping from profession to profession, kind of a thing. They somehow already, no, I'm sorry, and most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. That's the big one. If I could just take two words, it would be the last sentence and this sentence, and I'd be done with this quote. That's the key to it. Knowing what you want to do, making a plan, and taking some action and starting to head in that direction. A lot of times your heart or your intuition will tell you if something is right or wrong. Now, I pay attention to my intuition all the time. Right now I'm having problems with my ex-wife. She moved out of state and took my 2 children with her, and I don't feel good. So this has been going on for quite some time. And how do you deal with stuff like this? You know, you care about someone and then, you know, they take off. So my intuition is telling me one thing. I have certain feelings that are kind of sending me signals that something's not right. So it is. Pay attention to your intuition. I do a lot of this in business too. If I meet someone and I don't really get a good feeling about them, I usually won't work for them or with them. It's just kind of something I've been doing for probably about 5 years now. You know, maybe even a little less than that. I've always recognized it. I've just never put this into action. I've never really paid attention. Something happens, I don't feel right, I get a little funny feeling in my stomach, the light comes on, and I'm starting to evaluate the situation. They already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary, and that's the truth. If you really want something, you got to be passionate about it. Now, this could create a problem for the people you love and care about. And often you might feel like you're going to make a lot of money so that you can, your children can have better lives, you can have a better life. And sometimes when you get to the end of that, you find yourself divorced, and you're not happy, your ex-spouse isn't happy, and your children aren't happy. So a little bit of planning and some thought is going to take you into a better direction than just jumping into the ring and running with it. So Steve Jobs, that's an impressive quote, and if you ever get a chance, I'm going to try and see if the guy will let me attach the video to this video you're watching right now, and it's about Steve Jobs gives a speech for the graduating class at Stanford, and it's just amazing. If you want some inspiration, it's there.